On this day in 1999, the greatest one-day match in history and arguably the greatest game of cricket anywhere, the 100 overs of the World Cup semi-final between Australia and South Africa at Edgbaston had just about everything. Everyone knows about the agonizing end when the match was tied and Australia went through to the final because of their superior run rate in the earlier Super 6 stage. But there was so much more to the game than that heartbreaking finale. There was Michael Bevan and Steve Waugh coolly, patiently leading the Australia's recovery after they lost 4 wickets for 68. A seam bowling masterclass from Sean Pollock and Alan Donald, who had combined figures of 9 for 68. The performance of a true champion from Shane Warne, 4 for 29 after South Africa raced to 48 for no loss. A titanic all-round display from a barely fit Jack Ellis and some breathtaking hitting from Lance Klusener, but then with 2 balls to spare and 1 run needed, Klusener set off on the 5th run, only to find that Donald had lead in his booth and South Africa's dream died in the coolest manner possible. On this day in 1930, the quintessential English steamer, a display of line and length, and the original "if they miss, I will hit" bowler. Over 40% of his test victims were bowled. The great Brian Stratham was born. He was also a true gentleman, unassuming, hugely popular, and happy to give the limelight to Frank Dyson or Fred Truman. Statham played the good cop to Truman's bad. Between them, they were England's best new ball partnership. Though he took 252 wickets at an average of less than 25, Statham's workhorse role meant that he only took 110 for in his 70 tests against South Africa at Lord's in 1960. His first-class record, 2,260 wickets at 16.37, when he was the main man for Lancashire, was sensational. He died to leukemia in June 2000. On this day in 1981, despite a brittle body and a score of injuries, Shane Watson, born today, stuck it out in international cricket long enough to make it as a successful one-day all-rounder. At the crease, he was an aggressive brute with a broad chest, a right-handed display of Matthew Hayden, and someone who didn't need to follow through to gain a boundary. He made a good start in Test cricket, where in his first 8 matches as an opener he scored 750s and 120, but he struggled to maintain that consistency. The low point came in 2013 in India when he was X along with 3 other players for failing to complete a task set by coach Mickey Arthur. In the 2015 World Cup quarter-final against Pakistan, after an enthralling battle with Wahab Riaz, he finished on 64 not out as Australia won. He retired from international cricket in 2016 after the World T20, but one of his finest performances came 2 years later when he had played Chennai Super Team to the IPL title with 117 of 57 balls in the final.